Perfect. I'm so excited to cast with you, Jack.
Yeah, man, me too.
What do you expect now from Last Refuge? You went against Night Elf.
Well, typically I feel like humans either opt to go for a quicker expo or go for the mercenary camp. I feel like it's a little bit risky sometimes to go for the merc, but it can pay off. Usually it's better against summon heroes though, against like say Keeper or Beastmaster. But yeah, actually we're not going to be seeing that. It's the Demon Hunter first. So it's a good thing that Starbuck is going for the safe camp here, which I definitely think is the right play. And I actually really like how Kaho's moving across already just to snag the High Priest and letting his archer finish off the Trapper. Very, very nice opener so far from Kaho.
Oh, very nice. The archer gets ensnared. Maybe the footman can do some damage here at the top. And Starbuck kills the Wisp, which is very important as well, because if he would have donated the Water Elemental, he gets level 2 Demon Hunter immediately. Small details, very important in that matchup. And he goes for an expansion. That's also very nice to see.
Actually, the archer getting ensnared there was absolutely massive. Kaho lost track of the Wisp, didn't secure his level 2 yet, and would already be level 2, but actually Starbuck a little bit of an oversight there, giving the elemental last hit over to the Demon Hunter, who's level 2 now. And that immolation, Leon, you've had lots of experience with that spell, haven't you?
I love it. It's so nice to play against it, and also since the patch it's actually better, but it's still very strong. Nice block here with the footman. I like to see that. And maybe, very well played by Starbuck. Getting the TP forced for Kaho. And now he grabbed the expansion. I feel like that's a very good early game for Starbuck.
Especially because of these little details, as we mentioned. The archer there actually soaked up a ton of moon juice from taking damage from the footman. Kaho also went for a 2 Moonwell tech and not a 3 Moonwell tech, so that means he is super damaged right now. You can see he has under 200 HP, buying both the boots and the staff right now. Kind of curious to see what Kaho is going to do. Perhaps head back home and make his way cross map, but Starbuck should have time to get level 3 here, and the expansion has come along pretty nicely, Leon.
Yeah, and Kaho has vision on Starbuck. He sees Starbuck playing passively, so he decides to go for the Merc cap, which is very common to do on that map when you play Demon Hunter. You want to get level 3 Demon Hunter very fast. You want to get the good item from the level 6 Golem. And I think both players are just trying to get the best value out of the time they have now. But the ward Kaho has having here is very good. He knows exactly what Starbuck is up to.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge to have that information in the early game. He knows that he's got the time basically to clear that mercenary camp. Getting the Lion Horn with Stormwind, pretty great item for the late game. Not super amazing for the early mid game, but definitely great in the later stages. Starbuck here getting pretty nice items himself. We have some DPS with the Claws and Gloves, and the Ring of Superiority isn't too shabby either. Waiting to buy Boots of Speed. Yep, there we go. And now perhaps a little bit of pressure will be coming Kaho's way. Starbuck should know when the lowers are coming up, and if he manages to get space to do some cancellations, that would be huge for him.
We will see, in my opinion, a Naga second. The way Kaho's playing, he wants to get some damage done now. He has level 3 on the Demon Hunter, he got a good aura, he got claws. We'll try to snipe some footmen, and Starbuck will try to avoid that. So both players are trying just to find the right fight now. I feel like the footmen want to snipe some lures now. So they go on the top and try to go into the main base of the Night Elf and see like how the Archmage wants to step by, but Kaho is not allowing that. Very nice move. The Ancient of War sees the footman, which is a very good information, and still no lures are getting built. That's very interesting.
We also don't have a second hero yet. Kaho didn't have the resources. Of course, investing into the mercs is a pretty expensive venture indeed. And here we are, Starbuck here, attacking the Wisps. Kaho does have plenty of wood at his disposal, but as you pointed out, there are no lures coming up. Starbuck here needs to be a little bit careful not to donate too much XP to this Demon Hunter. Of course, is an absolute terror on level 4 and level 5. Tech is coming along quite nicely for Starbuck as well. He has Defend available. This is looking all pretty nice so far, wouldn't you say so?
Very decent, and I like the way he's threatening the lore to cancel it. It's very important for Starbuck though, because he's delaying the push of Kaho a lot. Kaho needs rides, needs bears, needs as much as he can do here. And the 2 footmen killed a Wisp as well. So I feel like the splitting is very well done here by Starbuck as well. He's trying to pressure Kaho and get some time because he's taking behind it. He gets an Arcane Tower in his base, so he's not getting threatened there as well by the staff of the Demon Hunt into his base. So yeah, I'm pretty excited how he manages now to stabilize that he's not getting wrecked by the push of Kaho, because Kaho will push after that. After killing the Footman here, and tries to make some advantage that he's being able to transition to bears, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's typical in the situation where you get your tech kind of delayed, as Kaho has, that you need to pressure the human because they're just going to come back again and wreak more havoc in the base. We see the 4th Moonwell here is probably going to get cancelled. Demon Hunter will staff in, but I feel like even still, it's a pretty good opportunity to get rid of this Moonwell. And Kaho actually is just taking the time to creep up more. I'm not certain that this is the best play. As we can see, Starbuck here has loads of gold. Pretty much ready to go to 50 food with the second hero, which is likely a Naga as well. And then with those resources, you can easily get rifles that maybe double sanctums as well. And Kaho, in the meantime, he is really struggling to come online here. So far, a stellar performance from Starbuck.
Yeah, I like what I see here. He's going for Blood Mage second, and he's killing the Ancient of War, and he's actually threatening Kaho in a way that he's saying, okay, when you go for my expansion, I would just go into your base. So I think Kaho decides to go for the Goblin Shop, so he's near his base and can defend his the push of Starbuck. And you see, like, he's going for bears, and what I really saw a lot from Kaho is he likes to play one base, just creeping his heroes on a higher level, but Starbuck is doing very good in avoiding that. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, this is great. I think both players are playing as well as they can in the current circumstances. Kaho has to stay near the base. He can't possibly just wander out into the middle of the map. And Starbuck here, he's just poking in and out, threatening constantly to attack Kaho's base, maybe destroy a Moonwell, harass some wisps. We see that Kaho is pretty strapped for resources right now, barely 100 of each. Starbuck here, the Blood Mage second, definitely one of my favorite second hero picks, Leon, when I play human. Such a great level 1 hero, and honestly, is just amazing at every level. Every level up feels significant with him. Even the level 1 Flame Strike is quite decent, even Banish, I think, personally, is a little bit underused and is really strong as well against Demon Hunter Bears. And
yes.
Yeah, we just need those farms to come online so we can break to 70 supply as quick as possible. And Kaho, I don't see an out for him right now. He needs to make something happen very soon.
I think Kaho will try to snipe some units. Night Elves can, in a way, just try to snipe some reinforcements. That's a way to come back. He will now push. He will try to force Starbuck into a fight, which would be bad now. So let's see how Starbuck manages not to get into this bad fight. Maybe he's TPing passively. He has a guard tower at his expansion, so he knew he needs some tower to make sure he's not getting killed by this push, because he also knew that Kaho has no expansion, right? So he knew a push will come here.
Nice TP to the side here. The Arcane Tower burned all of the mana off of the Demon Hunter right now, so Starbuck doesn't need to be afraid of any immolation, which is absolutely huge, to be honest. Bears are taking care of some peasants in the meantime, but that Guard Tower is proving to be really valuable. What's also proving valuable is that big heal potion on the Demon Hunter right now, and this Rejuvenation Leon has been running the entire time. Of course, Starbuck with no counter to that at the moment, which is absolutely huge. He needs to hold on for dear life here, I think, Starbuck.
That's a typical Kaho move here. He's so great in getting advantages out of at least, like, not a lot, I feel like. And having no spell breakers here and avoiding this rejuvenation was very rough for Starbuck. Still, he's fighting. The bears are killing the towers. I think he should at least try to save the tower. And the Blood Mage is in danger, as well as the Archmage. And now... Oh,
my
nice
lord.
Fog Lightning. Oh, it's very rough. I can't say like who's winning here. It's so close.
I think Kaho might be coming out on top here a little bit. Starbuck had to burn through so many tools at his disposal. The heal scroll, and so many peasants have gone down on the fourth line. They finishes off the Blood Mage. Look at this Naga right now, plus 22 damage with Roar. I think that's honestly the carry here. Is this Naga with Orb of Venom is doing like 65 damage a hit on average, plus the poison. It's just absolutely insane. Mana Shield for her would be pretty sweet on level 4. Oh no, the Archmage walks back to his death. No.
Hey, really? If he would have
What?
TP'd passively, I would have been more of a fan. Like, just inside his base, the shop got cancelled. I feel like this is the only way how Kaho makes such a game to a winning thing, really. Because so many times when I play against Kaho as well, or against top night elves, there's such a small window where when you fight, and he had tier 3, he had a big heal on the Demon Hunter, which is great, of course. I mean, he had an expansion. He should have just TP'd passively and tried just, to not get his towers wrecked, I feel like.
Man, it was so unfortunate, because when the push hit, the 2 Sanctums were up, right? And the shop was killed pretty early. And the first breaker, he was able to produce it, but not with the Sanctum that was at the Expo, but with the other one. And if that breaker appears earlier at this expansion, he can steal the redo. And yeah, then everything looks a little different. But man, that was rough. Poor Starbuck, a great opening. He's able to hang with the best Night Elf in the world, or one of the best Night Elves in the world. But can't close it out. But we gotta say, this was Kaho's map pick. Now comes Starbuck's map pick, and maybe it's all gonna be a little different.
Yeah, honestly, that's a painful game to lose. I feel like Starbuck pretty much couldn't have played a better early game. Kaho was really on the back foot, didn't do any damage in the early game whatsoever. Everything came online quickly for Bucky, and yeah, just unfortunately still died, even to quite a delayed push. I think the Naga there was so stacked with damage, and the Orb of Venom, it was ridiculous. She was just cutting down everything in front of her. And the Demon Hunter, big potion, rejuvenation, I think it just kept him in the game for as long as he needed there to close it out against Buck.
Alrighty guys, this is looking to be a very promising series once again. First map, quite a tug of war, and Kaho usually an absolute beast in this matchup. I guess many would have considered him the favorite. The expected win rate was like 64% for him. But yeah, Starbuck did his homework, that is clear. And we move on to map number 2, and I take the freedom to bench you, Leon, because I want to cast with good old Jack.
Have fun, guys.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Jack. Tide Hunters it is. Tell me what that changes for the matchup.
Tide Hunters, a map without mercs, crucially. That does pretty much indicate that Kaho won't be able to get level 3 very early this time, which is obviously huge for the human. By the same token, the human doesn't have access either, but we saw that didn't really come into play whatsoever in the last game. Also, the expansion is very easy indeed, so I feel like Starbuck should have a pretty easy time setting down the expansion and having no issues, but we saw that did not save him last game. So perhaps this time we need a little bit more safe play for that push that will inevitably come from Kaho's end, as it is a Demon Hunter first against Archmage, a classic in today's Warcraft.
Yeah, that should have been expected. Wonder if both are going for expansions once again. I somehow hear the sound multiple times. Let me check if that is right. Okay, should be fine now. Yeah, let's see if Starbuck is getting that Expo up and that Arcane Tower up and can hold a little longer to build a bigger army and get the first map win of the day.
Yeah, it really feels like Starbuck was so close to being able to just hold with a couple breakers, which are absolutely crucial against a bear push to steal that rejuve. Let's see if he can make it happen this time. Kaho starting off with a similar route, creeping the first camp, taking the item, which is unfortunately for him, the Ring of Protection +4. Would still prefer Claws probably at the moment, but it is still nevertheless nice for the DH. Starbuck here with the Archmage, also getting Ring +4, which is definitely not ideal for the Archmage here. We always prefer damage items in the early game on that one.
Okay, Todd.
I mean, yeah, I don't think any human would be too happy with this result, to be fair. Interesting to see that Starbuck summoned the Elemental and is directing it towards the expansion. Using the leftover time on this Elemental here and a little bit of the HP to create the small green. I guess he just wants to have it in position prepared, but the time is ticking down kind of quickly. We'll see if Starbuck rehearsed this route or not. And Kaho is pretty confused actually. He's like, where are you right now? The Wisp finally sees where the militia are going. He has to turn back up north, and the Elemental starts the creep camp right away. Interesting.
Yeah, this is quite a confusing early game for Kaho. He was checking the north, he was going into the middle, Starbuck was nowhere to be seen. And Starbuck, of course, chooses this route to not have the Demon Hunter while creeping the spot, but eventually Kaho was scouting nicely and is at the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, this is looking decent for Kaho here. He should be able to do some damage. I like that Starbuck is now focusing everything on the Demon Hunter here. You pretty much need to get him out as quickly as possible. Force the usage of the Moonwells, and of course to buy space to get the expansion set down. Kaho here, okay. TP is forced, kind of the expected result. Archer, nice job by Kaho there, just to notice that he could finish that peasant off. Starbuck here, getting the claws, able to finish up the rest of this creep camp. Yeah, was enough damage done, I guess we'll see.
We saw earlier today that Chad thinks that Kaho is the big favorite in this group of 4 to advance into the semifinal. Do you agree with the Twitch chat, Jack?
I mean, sometimes we agree. In this case, I mean, Kaho is just an exceptional player. Like, he's one of those new young guns, basically, at the pro level here, who just kind of... He could beat anybody. And I think in this case, yeah, I would say he is definitely one of the absolute favorites to pass to the next round, for sure. Especially getting that Slippers of Agility as well. Look at this Demon Hunter, 13 armor already. What a beast.
Yeah, he can stand in the middle and dash out a lot of damage. Archmage not to be underestimated either, but so close to level 3. There we go. So new Water Elementals, but he's facing a Naga, being slowed, didn't have the time to go for boots, and that bites him now. Demon Hunter chasing with boots, more movement speed, but Starbuck, good movement. Back into safety, I was about to say, but without an Arcane Tower, there is no safety from this Demon Hunter.
This is one of the most difficult timings to deal with this human. The Demon Hunter has boots, you can't afford boots yourself, and the Naga is also on top of you. I really like the early defend though. That is really helping to push the Naga and the archers away, who can't really chew through all of the HP here across the footman. The Demon Hunter in the meantime is trying to do what he can, but honestly this was masterfully handled by Starbuck. This is a timing that often kills lower level humans pretty easily, and we just saw how to handle it. It was absolutely beautiful.
Okay, tier 2 has started before the 6-minute mark. That is okay, but not great, I'd say. So, some distractions, some delay from Kaho towards Starbuck. Water Elemental denied, nicely done. But man, he's just melting these footmen away.
Yeah, as soon as the Demon Hunter comes back, his blade thirsts, as he says himself, and that is very much obvious here by the brutal slaughtering of these footmen here. They die so quickly against a level 3 demon. Level 2 immolation, of course, as well. It's just huge DPS. And we can see this game, Kaho, he's able to get his lures online much easier than before. We might even see an early Dryad, potentially, which is quite useful for skirmishes. But in any case, we will have bears online quicker this game, and without as much trouble. So Starbuck here, also losing all the footmen Neo. Not too sure about that.
No, not that great. Blacksmith is coming in now. Kaho has so little to work with, but makes it work with ease, basically. There's even this distribution of HP on all these archers. Pretty perfectly done. Nothing is in danger of dying. And yeah, this is not looking as good as map 1 for Starbuck.
Yeah, I'm afraid not. Starbuck did accomplish one job though, which was of course to drain the Moonwell juice, as we can see here for Kaho. It's hitting daytime any second now, and those Moonwells are as dry as the Sahara. And that would be rough, but because Starbuck isn't really in a position to put too much damage onto Kaho right now, I think he might be okay. We have the Ancient of Wonders coming up too soon, maybe a Moonstone will be used. And yeah, Kaho's chilling, he just wants to creep up a little bit and probably go for the same timing as last game.
Yeah, and why not? It worked so well, and this game is going even better than before. Leon said it, this is Kaho's style, this is what he always does, and it seems to be working. Shop is not coming online, that's a little bit annoying, but the Archmage is under so much pressure, forced into a town portal. Kaho putting on a clinic so far.
Yeah, losing the TP there is pretty serious for Starbuck. It's going to be difficult to survive any kind of pressure that's coming. If your hero is out of position for a second, he might fall. Also having to use the Scroll of Regeneration and Clarity is kind of expensive as well. We can see Starbuck this game not as rich as he was in the previous game. Didn't get the Expo off as cleanly, of course, missing some gold. So it's going to be tough. And Kaho here, he has Master Bears not started yet, actually. Interestingly enough, they're on Adept. Tier 3 is unlocked. Kaho is a little bit slow with upgrades at sometimes. I've even seen games where he doesn't get Wellspring for like the whole game. So, apparently not needed. But here we go, Master Training is coming, a very quick upgrade. I like that Starbuck is doing what he can though to delay this inevitable push and put pressure on Kaho though.
Yeah, that's correct, but everything is hurt. Only now the first rifles coming in. This time Naga it is. No time for the Blood Mage at all. So evening out the power spikes a little bit is Kaho. The bears are indeed all hurt. Riju goes a long way here, but kills the GNL bear. Naga by Starbuck under pressure. Has a little bit of healing. More slow. Nicely passing the boots over to her, blocking himself a little bit. Little dwarf not standing in the way. And the Naga escapes. Both Nagi escape.
Nagi, nicely done.
There you go.
Where did you learn the plural for Naga, Neil?
Harry Potter.
Is that serious?
No.
Because I was thinking actually they've got like the mare people underneath in the fourth film.
That is correct, but I have no idea if Nagi is actually right or not. Just sounds a little smarter.
It does. Well, honestly, that was just wonderfully played, that little segment of the game there by Starbuck. He passed the boots over to the Naga knowing she would be in danger, managed to pick off a bear as well, which is definitely rare in this case. Master Form was prepared as well, so Kaho here not really taking advantage of his upgrades too much. But he's content to carry on creeping. We see the Robe of the Magi, an amazing item. Orb of Venom also going across the Naga like last game. She is looking really strong with +9 intelligence.
Yeah, that seems to be a rather new development, right? Orb of Venom on the Naga that early?
Yeah, it feels like most people put it on the Demon Hunter because he is in the thick of things and can apply the dot to lots of different targets while you're A-clicked. But at the same time, the Naga does such consistent damage from afar. She is the highest DPS intelligence hero by a landslide and has really good attack speed as well. So she's also a brilliant candidate for the orb. Gosh, we see Kaho here about to hit level 4 in 3. I feel like this timing might hit Starbuck like a truck right now. He has 2 rifles with no upgrades basically other than long rifles, 2 priests, a Sork and a breaker.
Yeah.
It's a handful of units at best.
It's
not
not
describe that as.
It's not perfect. That's what it is. Slow on the Demon Hunter helps. Breakers against Riju also helps. 14 supply, okay, but the Demon Hunter and Naga, those will be the carries. Very little Dryads for the spell, no Wisps here either, but 4 and 3, you mentioned it. And limited, okay, Riju has been stolen twice already, but Bears are just mauling away at the front line of Starbuck.
Yeah, Bears here with +1 armor actually doing a great job tanking the damage here. Starbuck trying his best to kite around with the slow at his disposal as best as he can. But Kaho here, it feels like he's just a little bit too strong on this current push. The Naga once again +25 damage with Roar. Oh my gosh, the Fork Lightning just absolutely evaporates the Archmage in the back there. In the meantime, Starbuck's Naga also being chased away by the Demon Hunter. Level 4 already on Kaho's side. This timing is just proving absolutely deadly. Even when it gets delayed, this is looking really strong.
Yeah, Starbuck doesn't have a solution to this. Cookie Cutter built by Kaho is very own timing. And Starbuck isn't ready for that. Naga, what the hell is Starbuck's Naga doing at the bottom right? This is a little odd. Chased by the Demon Hunter. Shop is falling. This means no more breakers. And yeah, everything is in shambles. Supply is still looking more or less even. But that's about it, dude. Kaho absolutely dominant.
Yeah, my dude. Well, I guess one thing that the silver lining for Starbuck here really is that he isn't dead yet. And he does have some time to get a few more breakers online, which might tilt the scales in his favor, but these heroes, man. Kaho's Demon Hunter is an absolute beast right now. The Naga is doing so much damage per shot, it's a little bit absurd. Kaho, he could just stay on 50 foot for as long as he wants, and could probably just follow up with a proxy expansion, and be guaranteed to close out this match in the late game.
Yeah, this is brutal, man. Last weekend was a big reason to celebrate for the humans, and now Hawk is out, Starbuck is facing 0-2. What a fall from grace.
Yeah, Starbuck here representing the humans, of course, this time around, doing his absolute best that he can. But Kaho here, he is just the immovable object in this case, and this is just such a dream situation to be in as Elf. You've done so much damage on one base, stayed on 50 foot the entire game. You can just go home and creep, set down a second base, maybe even get Ancient of Wind for fairies, and you're absolutely golden as long as the human hero levels stay relatively low. And Starbuck here needs to creep very safely near to his base, can't get any of the juicy camps on the bottom side of the Manta Ray here. Heal wards as well for Kaho, what a great item.
In a creeping phase, one of the best items you can think of. Starbuck is going for double racks now, add some more breakers, wants to get some more damage output out. The items don't necessarily favor him, but Kaho also only a Scroll of the Beast. But yeah, as it is on ladder, Kaho is trampling on all the humans, and this is what we see here on the map so far as well.
Absolutely. He didn't even need the Ancient of War to creep that camp. By the time it moved about 10 paces to the left, Kaho had already cleared the camp with his army. There's just that much damage output available. Scroll of the Beast, of course, being sold for a second Orb of Venom here. No Wellspring is my main criticism here. Kaho has plenty of resources to get that available, even preferring to get the second attack upgrade. These bears are soon to be 2-2, which is really nice, but I kind of have to criticize the lack of Wellspring here. It's just such a great upgrade. Starbuck, though, does have 4-3 pretty good items across the board. The breakers are 1-1. It just feels like it's taking so long for him to get up to a big enough army to beat down Kaho, and I'm not sure if he's quite able to manage that this game.
If he doesn't smash this fight, then Kaho's Expo will be up in a bit. This is the moment for Starbuck to shine, pulls the militia, he knows it. Game sense is good, but immediately this is a roadblock. Like, all these bears close the gap, Demon Hunter as the vanguard, and it's go home again, Bucky.
Yeah, I think this little dive proved to be not too successful for Starbuck. The heal wards kind of just negate all the damage that Kaho took on his army. And Starbuck, of course, needs heal scrolls to survive. You know, as human, your highest HP unit has 600 health, and the heroes are barely above that as well. So you need 2 heal scrolls pretty much at all times in the late game against Elf. And we see them available in that Archmage, as well as a Blizzard Retrain, which I'm a big fan of personally. You stop feeding XP, or at least have something useful to put your mana towards. Let's see, this is Starbuck's time. He needs to make something happen here. Big time right now, Neo.
And that is big damage. You know how much of a fan I am of Blizzard. Once again, just the spell, not the company. And if the breakers can hold a little bit, this can be a game-winning spot and a game-winning spell. But Kaho is not a fool, man. He knows how far he can take it. Level 5, that's exactly what he wanted on both heroes, actually. And Bucky has to be careful that his Archmage is not getting eviscerated like before on the fight at his base. Reinforcements are coming in. Blizzard is a great spell. And you see, 1 kill, probably 3 kills here coming. But Kaho's micro shining again.
Man, that Blizzard is absolutely supreme right now. We see Kaho's bears taking a ton of damage. Oh, big heal potion triggered for the Archmage there. Kaho here forced into a retreat. The slow trap is really kicking in here. Those Strides need to be on working double time here to remove that slow, because look, there's still 2 bears with slow that are super damaged. There's another one that's slowed as well. The expansion here for Kaho in the back is rooted, but only 1 Wisp is mining so far. And yeah,
there might be a chance.
Yeah, it was nice to see Starbuck be able to take a successful engagement, but the trouble for human is they always need the heal scrolls to win these fights, or they lose. And that is expensive. You're essentially needing to spend 500 gold every single engagement in order to just make it through a single fight. Oh, Archmage here needs to be a little bit careful. Level 3 Fork Lightning online, Neo. That is massive damage against heroes in particular. That squishy old man on the horse, he dies real fast against that Naga.
Yeah, why is he not just wearing a bigger armor?
I know, he needs to trade in that cloth mage armor and get some plate armor.
Although then again, mage. I think, like, why doesn't he have like a damage absorbing bubble? Idiot.
Where's that like power bubble when you need it, right?
Exactly. Or a mana shield. I mean, Naga shows that it's possible.
Yeah, I actually love mana shield, to be honest. Also, thinking about plate armor, it's pretty funny because that would make it conducive to lightning, so perhaps the forked lightning would deal double damage or something. So
man, you paid attention in physics.
I used that Van de Graaff generator before, Neo. Nice. That's a fun one. Alright, Kaho here. 80 supply, tons of resources available. We do have the Wellspring finally. Like to see that. No Fairy Dragons, however, which I feel are like the ultimate closing unit against human here to ensure that they have a tough time every single fight. But yeah, Starbuck here. With less food as well, this is definitely not a prime position for the human right now.
Well, in that choke, if he gets the breakers up front and the bears all clump up, there might be a shot. This position could eventually be fortified. But no, Kaho says, okay, why would I follow into this choke? There's absolutely no reason for me to do so. I just go for the main, I just go for the throat, and we end things right here, right now.
Yeah, this is a pretty wide open position, honestly. We see Kaho's transition to a ton of Dryads now, who are pretty well upgraded, of course, sharing those with the Bears. The Bears are just tearing apart the base right now. The Siege Bears, off they go right now, but Blizzard is raining down on the Bears, forcing them to engage the fight here a little bit, and we see the Dryads stacking up the poison on those breakers. They're dying surprisingly fast as well against those guys. And yet the keep in the meantime is still going down, so even if Starbuck lives here, he's going to be down on base, which looks really rough for him.
A bear doesn't care, and Kaho calculates this perfectly. Tier 2 keep down. That's of course a base down, that's the tech gone. And my god, all the advantages in the world for Kaho. Double level 5, massive supply lead, barely lost anything, has a big bank to be working from, can apply regen now everywhere, and he's up a base. Smells like GG to me.
Yeah, honestly, this game has pretty much been a masterclass from Kaho so far, how to play against the human fast expansion. I would take notes from Starbuck's play in the first game, and perhaps be a little bit critical of what Kaho did in that game, but also to take note of how Kaho has played this match so far on Tidehunters. It's just been brilliant play so far, just really smart tactical decisions. Going for the keep here and actually managing to destroy it while taking the fight at the same time. That's just crazy.
He's finding some nice AoE against the bears, but only for so long. Archmage in the middle of it all, sacrificing the Invul Potion. Breakers are all clumped up. Nice little heal scroll after the Fork Lightning. That's what he was waiting for. But Kaho just isn't losing anything. GG. Dominance. That kid is so good, it's disgusting.
Yeah, that was pretty beautiful.
Leon, any advice for the fellow human player?
I think he should be more aware in a situation where Kaho goes for his push, that he's positioning himself in a better way. I feel like also in the first game he TP'd very aggressively, and Kaho is very smart and engaging in a way that he's trading better than you, using Reju, using the high-level Demon Hunter to kill some units. I feel like it would be very important for him to do that, what he is doing, to try to delay the lures and so on. But also when he's pushing, that he's not overcommitting. I feel like the overcommit was very rough for Starbuck, and the way he fought himself back shows that he has a chance if he makes sure he's not doing that mistake. And also, he's playing 2 guard towers at his expansion, and so many resources for, like, he could have gone for units, and maybe just 1 guard tower, and yeah, and it works.
And then it works. Let's see. Starbuck with his back against the wall. We are facing Kaho versus Hitman. We are facing Hitman versus Kaho quarterfinals. Let's see if he can bring it back.
Yeah, Starbuck has a tall task ahead of him here in order to claw his way back into this series. Yeah, Kaho demonstrating really just with a solid build and solid timings and smart play that you can take advantage of the human, even though they got off a clean early game. And even though Starbuck defended the middle push so well against the first Naga timing, that was super well done, and kind of kept Kaho away from his side at the end of the day. The push was still deadly, and yeah. Let's see if he can bring it back, Bucky. Let's go.
Bring it back, Bucky, indeed. We've seen some reverse sweeps in the past. We need one right here, right now. Tough. There was obviously a lot of preparation going into this match from Starbuck. It's noticeable from the early game, and there's clearly a game plan visible, but it's just not coming together. 3 match points in a row for Kaho.
I feel like if Starbuck is not losing his footman, like he's did it on game 2, and he's playing the early game he had on game 1, I feel like he has a big chance to win against Kaho. Kaho is very much invested into this one push, and if you make it possible that you're not losing too many units and give his heroes some XP, it's actually very good. But Kaho is very good in forcing you in such weird fights. I had this as well a lot of times, that you lose too many units, he's sniping some reinforcements and then goes for peasant line and he's trying to force you to fight. And I feel like if Starbuck makes sure that he's not getting forced into weird fights, he has a big chance here.
Okay, Bucky. Let's see. There's a Demon Hunter once again. Kaho Cookie Cutter. You must face Kaho quite often, right? You're a grinder, he's a grinder. You're high MMR, he's high MMR.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
It is?
Play against him.
Is it fun?
It's like playing against Happy. You know what you gotta expect, and it's still very awful to play against. But I feel like it's good practice. And Kaho, you learn a lot playing against Kaho because he's very smart in using a lot of one base potential and not going for a vulnerable fast expansion. What might change here? Maybe he's going for an expansion here. It's very common to do so as a Night Elf, and he's going for the expansion right away. But yeah, I learned a lot playing against Kaho. He's a great player, and he's very micro intensive, but it's also very satisfying winning against him. So yeah, it makes a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you guys are pretty similar in terms of work ethic and also improvement over the past 2 years, I guess. So let's see. Maybe you meet each other, and it would be the grand final, I guess.
Yeah, of course. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, first you got Moon, then you got Colorful or Elegant, then you got Foggy,
Easy.
and then Kaho. Only
Easy.
practice
Night
Night
Elf.
Elf. Yeah.
I love it. Night Elf. Give me all of those Night Elves. Come on. You got class plus 8 already. I love to see that on the Demon Hunter. And the Archmage as well. So it's fair. It's a fair item drop, right? And what I like is Starbuck is going for a fast expansion this time. Not a creep before, you know, like on Tidehunters he went for two green camps, I think. So on that one he decides I'm going for a fast expansion. I think that's a good call.
Alright, Demon Hunter is here with Mana Burn and Immolation this time. No evasion, 1 Water Elemental less already, and Starbuck can't finish the camp just yet. Might just be a steal by the Demon.
I think Starbuck got it, right?
I think so too. Yep. He
Yes, that's my man. Nice.
did. You seem a little biased.
Well, you know, I'm just happy to see some nice moves, you know. And oh yeah, he sold the TP, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, he has Mana Burn. Interesting. I think it's sometimes not that good to go for Mana Burn because evasion makes this Demon Hunter very tanky.
Yeah.
And the Archer might die here. That would be nice.
Okay, nice start for Starbuck so far, but Moonwells are always there. The range of the Moonwells, man.
What do we see here, Neo, on the right down of the Agent of War? What do we see? An expansion. Very uncommon for Kaho.
Yeah, switches it up, man. Your and Scarce's calls today are pretty impressive, as if you know what you're talking about.
Just played too many games against him, so...
Is there ever too many games of Warcraft 3?
Not in that way, but it's like there's some... Oh, nice cancel here. I hope he gets cancel. Nice. Too less. Shit. I mean, he got 3 wisps, right? It's also a good trade.
Yep.
Loses the footman. But no, there's, of course, not the worst way to play Warcraft 3. But, yeah, you know, like, Kaho destroyed me a lot of times. And I watched a lot of replays of him, and that's the knowledge I got from that, you know.
Okay, let's see how Starbuck fares this time. Expo up, tech is running, lumber mill coming for the lumber. Trades here at the bottom, Chaos expansion a bit delayed, but for him also tech on the way. Hunter's Hall is much delayed though.
Yeah, but Kaho is doing that quite often. He wants just to go for a tier 3 immediately. We'll see it now. I think he's going for tier 3, right? Or for a second hero. Sometimes he's doing that because he expects the opponent to go for a lore cancel. So he says, okay, I'm just not buying a building a lore. I will just delay it. So the human runs into the base, is hoping for some kills, and sees nothing.
Exactly. No, not enough information gathered. On the other side, we get double racks on Starbuck's side. So lots of rifle once more. Demon Hunter not level 3 yet. Has to work on that and is exactly doing so. Is it Naga once again? Is it just Kaho style or... oh, you have no chance to answer that. Panda it is.
Yeah, I think he wants to level that guy up very fast as he can. But also I like that because Starbuck is going for a Rifleman push. Double racks incoming. I think he wants to build a lot of units, make sure he gets the timing on Kaho, which I like. And you see, like, he's not even going for tier 3 now. He's just building the lore. So if Starbuck is doing the right timing, he will get the Naga and will get some Rifleman. Maybe he also Mountain King second and then try to tower rush this expansion.
Not bad. A little Todd-esque at Meisterschaft versus Kevin. Could also be a Blood Mage?
Yes, but I think more pushy is like Naga or MK. Blood Mage, you need to creep him on level 2. He's also very strong if you have a level 3 Archmage, which he's getting now. Might be a thing, but let's see. Not enough supply. Maybe not an Altar hero. We don't know yet. And the Demon Hunter is going into the peasant line, but towers up, and I think Starbuck will defend that very easily.
Yeah. Easy micro with the peasants away from it. Arcane Tower makes sure there's no mana no more. Very nice and life-saving to have that tower up. So I'm still looking at this altar. Where's the second hero? We moved towards the tavern, so you were probably right with the Naga. Yes. Another good call. Still no TP on Kaho, but the Naga can't reach for Frost Arrow, so everything's fine.
Yeah, I like the way Starbuck is contesting the mid. The Panda just grabbed his level 2.5. He has an info pot, which is not the best item. I think big heal and big mana is very nice to have, but it's also fine. Better than Scroll of Beast, of course. And he gets heal scroll, the info pot, and that will be very good for Starbuck to push soon. He's going for one double sanctum actually, so I think he just wants to fight here now and maybe kill an archer or make the Demon Hunter having a hard life here.
No deny on the Water Elemental, feeds the Panda a little more, 2.6. But yeah, Demon Hunter is taking quite a bit of fire. Same goes for Naga and Archmage. This is just hero focus for the time being, as Kaho isn't ready to fight really without the bears, and Starbuck doesn't want to fight really without the mass that he's building towards.
So the tech of Kaho is on the half now, so I think the timing will be soon to push, if he wants to push. I don't know yet. It's hard to say, but I feel like he might go for the marketplace, creep that, and then push. Because he needs to do that soon. He wants to push when the bears are not having master yet.
That is possible, but with all the heroes being hurt, need some time to heal up and let the priests work. Another engagement, pretty wild here in the middle. Nobody wants to give up the marketplace. And Kaho might have to disengage. He's also very lumber starved.
Oh, and the push is coming in. Demon Hunter low, no bear so far. One bear is coming soon, but not master bear. So look at that timing. It's beautiful. He has a heal scroll, one info pot, he has Rifleman, he has 62 supply. And now the timing is coming. And hopefully he gets some towers up, getting some damage done. Night Elves like to delay it for a long time. Try to get their bears done and just hope for some units soon. But look at Starbuck, just building 4 Ivory Tower immediately.
Oh, wow. And Master Trading, he was barely able to do it. No pun intended. But it still takes half a minute to get it done. Panda and Demon Hunter have to carry, but there's no level 2 Breath of Fire yet. Drunken Haze still a good combo. Rifles are just gunning away at the Dryads, taking them out one by one. Naga needs to be repositioned. Careful, but it's all a lot of time for these towers to come up. And production started.
I like what I see here, and it's very nice to see that he's not immediately just focusing the Demon Hunter because of the Riju, but now he's killing one bear, and maybe the Demon Hunter. Oh, wow, that was close. That was close. And the Archmage. Oh, nice transition here. That was very nice. I think Starbuck is in a very good spot. Come on, kill the bear. Kill the bear. Yes, nice. Well done. Well done.
By far the best game by Starbuck. Razor sharp execution, nice timing, great adjustments, and didn't even lose too much in this push just yet. Maybe Kaho not too familiar in comparison with that expansion style and getting punished for it right away.
Yes. I feel like also when I see Kaho playing expansion, he's doing more mistakes than just playing one base. He's feeling very confident on that. Wow, very well played. Nice. That was very nice. GG.
And Starbuck is alive, tying this up. 1/3 of the way done. Still 2 match points for Kaho, so he's allowed to do this one-off. But in a series of Warcraft, you can gather some momentum, and that's pretty much what Starbuck is doing right now.
Yeah, it was really nice to see a bit of a comeback here by Starbuck in this game. Kaho looked a little bit out of sorts, I think, with this build. Not very comfortable at all. Really struggling to get his lumber online and just to get like a quicker tier 3. I feel like once you've made the counter expansion as Elf, you need to make wisps pretty much constantly, because you need to be able to tech to tier 3 as fast as possible to get to bears. And we saw just how late they were. They basically didn't even play a role in that last fight, barely. And yeah, pretty easy timing for Starbuck to execute there, and he did it well.
Okay then, next map is Autumn Leaves. That can always be pretty wild. Game is up indeed.
Obviously, Leon, you've gone against Kaho plenty of times. How do you feel when he plays Expo against you?
I mean, still it's a rough thing because I think I'm not playing too many Rifleman pushes. So, oh, I'm sorry, wait a second. So yeah, I feel like I'm more afraid of his one base play. He's doing that perfectly, actually. And also those pushes with Naga second and the archers. But yeah, still, if he's playing fast expansion, I wouldn't have Starbuck go for that push. He gets his bears, dryads, field dragons. It's very scary as well.
Okay, match points, boys. Still another chance for Kaho to close this out. Autumn Leaves it is. Expansions are very likely to happen here. A lot of units very early on also likely to happen here. And banger matches also likely to happen here. While I have the spikes again, and we need to leave the game, unfortunately. On this host we got here, I got a 50-50 chance to have spikes or no spikes, but that is the most playable server we got, so we have to gamble a little bit. We just do it again.
With a 5 this time?
Nope. Same as before.
Perfect.
From an
Yeah.
entertainment perspective, would you rather see Hitman vs Starbuck or Hitman vs Kaho?
I think purely in terms of having the names of the players there, I think Hitman and Starbuck would be a cooler match probably to watch. I think also potentially a better matchup. From my point of view, Orc Elf isn't the most enjoyable matchup to watch, but obviously that's just my opinion. But yeah, that would be my pick.
Okay then. MMR wise, these guys are like 20 MMR apart. And we move on to map number 4. Can Starbuck defend another match point? Quberte and Leon will tell us.
Nice.
Nice to have you back, Leon, by my side.
As well, I'm very glad to cast that with you now. And of course, the second win of Starbuck now. So we have the whole series in front of us. What do you think about Human against Native on Autumn Leaves?
I think it's pretty cool. There's quite a few openers. I feel, for each player. You can play, as the elf, for example, quite greedy with the shop creep, for example, to get 2 circlets. Sorry, I forget you can't get circlets, of course, anymore. To buy the circlet and, you know, potentially a good item as well from the Sasquatch in level 2. And then being aggressive with the strong hero. We've got the expansion creep, of course, first, which is what we're seeing this particular game. The Ancient of War is placed there at the right distance there to creep that camp first, and of course the safe camp as well. So elf with a lot of options, and also different first hero options as well. And we are seeing the keeper actually as well, so there we are. Human I feel like is a little bit more limited. I feel like the natural creep is sometimes such a risk. Early on you're so close to the elf side of the map. The tavern is literally inches from the base. So that can be tough for human. I personally like the corner expo. Leon, what do you think about that?
I don't know about that. It has, of course, an advantage by like you said, like the tavern is not exactly next to you. But what I like about the natural is like you can creep it very fast, and when Kaho is going for his natural, he will have 1.9 keeper, and I feel like the human is. It's way easier to get level 2 Archmage, and if you micro it well and you defend it well at your natural, you will get level 2 Archmage and he will just get hurt on his keeper and his treants and stay on level 1, because it's very rough with just treants to last hit.
Yes. Saying that though, I do feel like it's quite easy to get at least 1 peasant kill. I think the human needs to be really on top of denying any peasants that might go the keeper's way. As you say, level 1 keeper is it's almost useless basically on that early harass. Although in this case, a +2 Tome of Intelligence and a Mantle of Intelligence for him, that's pretty huge.
So yeah, I think Starbuck just goes for the corner here, for the expansion. It is a good idea. If he's getting claws +8, it can be very nice. I think I saw a Himiko game where he got 3 claws in a row. Such not the best item, but it's okayish, I guess. But what I don't like is just when you get the corner expansion, like you're so far away from the mid. So sometimes it's just like you give away the control of the mid, you know.
Yeah, I understand. There's very definite pros and cons with going with either the corner expansion or the natural expansion. In this case, I think maybe the natural would have been better for Starbuck, as Kaho decided to play completely passively so far.
Yes.
But in any case, the expo is coming up without too much of a hitch so far. The keeper is making his way across the map. Already 2.5, getting additional XP from that detonate earlier on the elemental. And yeah, I feel like Pendant of Energy here is a surprisingly weak item for this part of the game. You really prefer to have damage in order to pressure the keeper away or to destroy those treants faster. And Kaho, he's already on top of the peasants, and Bucky is out of position here.
Oh, nice move by Starbuck, not letting the pull happen here. So that's sick. Very nice, because the pull and getting the mercs is very good for Night Elves, and he's able to push very hard. Now he denied that. And I think, oh, maybe it's route? Nah, okay, but he did that very well. That was a nice read.
That was an incredibly good read, which of course Starbuck, we often say that he has mind-reading powers, because he has such good game sense, especially when playing 2 versus 2, for example, as well. But here we are, the pool is inevitable, the mercs are going to come along, and the Arcane Tower here is going to finish pretty easily, which is nice. Starbuck also handling the Peasant micro here really well so far. And the Arcane Tower is coming up. This is impeccable, honestly, by Starbuck here.
That's very great, like no Peasant died here. Still, the keeper's on 2.6. And I feel like the biggest problem is if the keeper gets level 3 easily. And I love like that he's sending, oh, the peasants, I hope, let's see. I think he will not see them. Okay, he's not even trying. Okay. Yeah. And the expansion, you see like the cancel might be happening here. And the archers dying, perfect timing. Oh, very well played by Bucky, I like it.
Yeah, amazing so far. This expo has no chance of coming up for Kaho right now, but he will be content to farm some experience for sure. We know how dangerous the keeper is on level 3 with that level 2 entangle, which he should be able to get, which will result in a lot of pickups later down the line. But Kaho here, not able to get his counter expansion up crucially at this point in the game. He actually forgot to build a counter expand for the longest time. He had the resources to do so. Yeah, this is a little bit unfortunate.
That
Starbuck
was
taking a bit of
unfortunate.
time here to saturate the gold mine properly, but in any case, he's obviously focused on getting this expansion cancelled as much as possible. Defend already online as well, and tech underway. It's very smooth for Bucky.
Oh, look at that! Both are entangled, but he will get the cancel, I guess, right? Yes, come on, get the come on.
He's not gonna
please.
get it. He's not gonna get it.
Get! Oh my god! Oh, so close. No, come on, last one again. What? No,
One
he
fireball
will-
and TP. Oh my lord. That was
Oh
so
my God.
unbelievably
That
close.
Oh, that was so close. Shit. That was very well played by Kaho. Entangling
The
the
Footman's
Archmage.
coming back as well.
Oh my god.
The other Footman's trying his damnedest to get that expansion cancelled, but it's not going to happen for Starbuck, unfortunately. And I feel like these moments are so crucial for either player. If it goes
Yes.
well for Starbuck, he's in a hugely advantageous position. But the fact that he didn't manage to cancel it again and got so hurt and donated all of his units in the process, I feel like Kaho here could just be an absolute menace with the boots of speed and the level 2 entangle.
What I like to see is that Kaho needs to stay near the expansion because it's slow, right, on HP, and I think Starbuck just needs to make sure he's not getting running into entangles too much. And you see double
Yep.
racks, so we see maybe again Rifleman, and he already cancelled once the expansion. So I think still that Starbuck is in a good spot here.
Yeah, it feels like there's still a decent window for sure to go for a push, but man, all these footmen dying here. There's a lot of gold invested. Starbuck is still pumping out double footmen, which kind of feel like fodder against a level 3 keeper, especially when the keeper has boots. Oh wait, the Archmage is actually in serious danger right now. The keeper is
Run!
very fast with the boots. He needs to run. The Naga is coming in as well. Thankfully, she's a lot slower, but the second Entangle's coming in, Leon. Oh no, the Archmage is going
Run!
down!
Run! My friend,
dead.
deny!
He did deny either he moved commanded on the Archmage or maybe the footman was just rallied. That is such a blow for Starbuck right now. That's that keeper, man, on level 3. He is so deadly with the boots of speed. And just such great placement of Kaho's army as well to protect that expansion. Came up, Starbuck tried to buy the Archmage from the middle, who might actually die immediately. We see the keeper here, 65 mana. He's getting back towards that 75 required to buy the Archmage. Panda purchase as well, but I think the Archmage is just dead again.
No!
He's just dead again, Leon!
Oh my god, this poor Archmage.
This old man has been through such tough times.
Oh,
He's
again,
back
not
again!
Don't do this again to my bro. Oh my god.
Oh my
that was-
Can I get a not like this in the chat, please? Jeez. Oh, don't know about you, Leon, but that got my heart racing a little bit. Not again! No, no, no!
Not again, please, bro.
The keeper!
Please, please stay alive. At least for once.
He's dead again. The keeper has boots and the Archmage doesn't. Oh man, what a shame for Starbuck. This is such a disappointing
Oh
way
my
for this game to
God.
go. He's in a decent position and now he can't do anything anymore, basically. That's like 1500 gold basically down the toilet. We've got the footman maybe progressing towards the middle. Kaho here with the boots just blocking the Panda who has no experience to his name. Okay, he's going to get away, but the footman in the meantime probably going to get donated as well. Kaho didn't even tech tier 3 this whole time, by the way, Leon. If he was, I would say that this game is like very, very clear cut, but actually it's only Giants for the time being.
You can see how far ahead Starbuck was, right? Like,
Yeah.
he could have just let this tree be alive, go back, have a good time, creep a bit near your base. I know that by myself, that I just like to be risky against that, but it's getting not that much rewarded as I would love to. And I mean, look at that. Still, Starbuck has a good chance, but he played so well in the early game. And yeah, like losing the Archmage 3 times in a row and rebuying him for 2 times. Ah, shit, that's not nice to see.
Yeah, those Tavern Revives are exceptionally expensive. I think it's something... Oh, I'm not sure. 480 gold, I think, for a level 3 hero. So that is insane. That's basically 960 gold. Also, the hero being revived from the altar. 1.2k, if my math is right. That's insane. Imagine if Starbuck had that at his disposal right now. He'd already be breaking up to 70 supply, even potentially with the workshop, to put pressure on that tree. and of course all the experience that went the way of Kaho's heroes. We're going to see a level 5 keeper very soon, Liam. That is actually quite a scary prospect.
That's... Oh my god. I don't know what to say about this game. Like, like a 360-degree turnaround. I still have a hope for Starbuck, of course, but I mean, imagine just losing the art match for once would be still okay, you know. But this is now, I'm not quite sure how he will fight back because bears will come soon. And look at the Kaho, he's having just 2 wisps in his expansion all the time. That might be a big thing.
Yeah, Kaho here, actually, his macro is definitely not the most impressive part of his game. I feel like he struggles to spend and manage his resources a bit here, and losing a little bit of the overview of these matches, but still it's enough, typically. And here we are, the Dryads here doing their best to pick off some units. Level 3 Entangle, man. That Rifleman is just basically dead.
He's just having a bad life now. Look at this poor guy. Oh my god. But look at this, I think Kaho might throw it by that. Having just 2 wisps in his gold mine. Look at the gold. He has 52 supply and 350 gold with an expansion. And just 1 bear incoming. And Starbuck has like the good army against his now. Like just having Dryads against Rifleman is not the best call, you know? So this, look at those wisps. Come on, bro. Take like 3 wisps, put it in, and now he's doing that.
Yeah, this is very confusing to see, honestly. That's a pretty huge oversight by Kaho. And yeah, Mass Dryads, I feel like they only ever work if it goes later game with a Demon Hunter in the front line, basically soaking up as much damage as possible and putting on that immolation. But here we just have Keeper and Naga, both of which are pretty squishy. First Bear is finally joining the fray, and in a way I kind of like what Starbuck is doing here. He's going to try and set up mortars to shoot the Entangle Gold Mine over the tree line, which is definitely smart. But how do you deal with this level 5 Keeper? He can basically kill any unit with the Entangle. There's hardly any Dispel on Starbuck's side. Is this maybe a cannon tower that's going to shoot over the tree line here? That would be really sick.
That would be awesome.
Recognizing that.
I think the Entangle is no problem on the level 5 Keeper. It's just the level 6 Keeper, which can be annoying because he has no stun. He can go for Priest. He has sustainability. Man. So, interesting.
Yeah, that was actually perhaps needed because I'm almost certain that was going to be upgraded into a cannon tower. Okay, here we go. Dispel being forced out, but as you say, you know, the Entangle isn't the biggest danger, but then again, these priests are really struggling to build their mana pool up. Only level 1 Brilliance available on Starbuck's side, of course. Mortar is joining now as well, which I think will be immediately put to that gold mine. And yeah, I feel like Starbuck, he still has a small window here to make something happen, but that gold mine really needs to go down.
Pot him 3rd, so he wants to go for a lot of orbs, a lot of damage. But I feel like if Starbuck makes sure he's getting this expansion down, he has a good chance. But if the game goes longer and longer and he's doing nothing but like sitting in front of his expansion, he has a bad spot actually.
Absolutely. Here we are, the Naga going to take out the 2 peasants. Oh, looked like she was going for the Fork Lightning for a second, but didn't. Cannon Tower had to be cancelled. Absolutely love that guy. How often do you build a Cannon Tower, Leon, in your games?
Like, last time I did it more often because I saw a lot of human players do so. But it's so nice to see how it's going for this fight here now. Please use your
fire.
pick. Oh my god, that was close.
Look at the Entangle!
That's a very good fighting spot actually, right? For Starbuck.
Yeah, this concave is absolutely insane right now.
Awesome.
Every single unit is getting huge damage onto the bears right now. They're falling really fast. Kaho directing a lot of his damage against those towers, not actually killing any units pretty much in the process, but he did crucially cancel that cannon tower in the arcane. But yeah, Starbuck, is he doing this right now? Not after losing his Archmage 3 times in a row. Surely not, Leon.
I mean, Kaho just mined with 2 wisps for like 10,000 minutes, so both players did some mistakes here. But I feel like Starbuck is just doing the right stuff. He's going for the right amount of Rifleman and Mortar, and I feel like he's winning this actually, because he has so much damage, and Kaho has a weird combo. Like, he has a lot of range like heroes and so on, but he has like no spellbreakers, you know. He's just mass rifleman, and I feel like he's not able to kite Starbuck that easy. And if he's getting the gold mine, which might be happening now, wow, look at this. I think Starbuck's winning this.
Yeah, Kaho's actually in a really bad spot here. I feel like bears are not really the right choice. I might have preferred to see some mountain giants in order to be able to tank the front line better and let those tri-orb heroes carry in the back. The bears are just kind of melting here. We see also the Orb of Venoms going absolutely ham, though in the meantime so many unit pickoffs for Kaho right now. But his army is kind of disintegrating in the background. Starbuck here with the level 3 Panda as well is pretty huge for burning away some of that backline. Can also destroy all the wisps as well, which is what we're going to see here.
Oh, the
yes,
damage.
all the wisps.
Damage. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Oh, please.
Not again.
Survive. Not again, bro.
Oh my god. I mean, the Archmage dying here isn't necessarily the most crucial thing, to be honest. As long as the Panda lives, he's going to get all that XP. But I do feel maybe Starbuck's army's tapering off a little bit here. A lot of rifles have died. Oh man, he is being pushed away. And now the cannon tower is getting cancelled once again. The beautiful cannon tower is never coming up this game. And wow, Kaho farmed a ton of experience in that fight. We have almost a level 6 keeper.
Wow. Archmage back. I think it was his third rebuy, right? Oh
no, no, again, he's dead!
Oh, please, bro. No.
5 times in one game, dude.
I just have like empathy for that guy. Like, he's doing so much work, and that's how he's getting repaid. That's so awful to see. Oh, but the mine goes down, which is good. No income for Kaho. We have 66 supply against 57. Oh.
Archmage is back again from the tavern. He just loves being at the tavern. I think he wants to die on purpose so he can just hang out and live the rest of his days in that tavern with all those friendly heroes in there. Oh, dude. Keeper level 6 is going to just be unplayable at the late game stages here. We don't have a Mountain King to interrupt that channel spell, of course, which is what you require to get a hero out of those sort of ultimates. Panda is obviously strong for sieging, but I feel like the siege is kind of broken here, Leon.
I feel like the biggest problem is not the level 6, but yeah, the time is running out, because if the keeper goes for the level 6 ultimate, you can just run away, and you know. But when he's like, when you're in a fight and he's doing that, it's of course not that easy.
You can see he's really fishing for that level 6. There we go. Level 6 acquired.
Oh, now, oh, it will be huge. Yeah, it will be huge.
It's true that you can run from the level 6, but the trouble is, you could just take a fight back away and then heal up your entire army as the elf and come back in fully fresh and ready to go. Meanwhile, the human is likely bruised from the battle that took place previously.
That's true. I just wanted to stay, hopefully, for Starbuck and hoped.
There is tranquility.
God, yeah. Run away!
Such a strong spell.
Oh no, it's okay. It's
be
not a
honest,
good
though,
fight.
I mean, saying that, Starbuck is in the best position he could be on the map right now. This is a crazy choke. You could basically fit like 2 units through there as Kaho. But Starbuck, he just really lacks the supply right now. It says 67 food, but I feel like there's not a lot of damage yet. Oh, there's the Ogre Mauler to the side here, and there's a few reinforcements coming. Some Sorceress being added back into the mix, which is what we crucially need right now to get rid of those bears. Panda's full mana as well. I feel like he could have destroyed all of the wisps to the right.
Well, I think Starbuck is doing his best he can in that situation. And the bears are very low. Maybe in the next Breath of Fire? Ah, no, not happening. But he's killing a Dryad. Okay, he has an info point.
Oh, no! He doesn't trigger the info potion. That is the 6th time that Archmage has died this game. That is absolutely insane, to be honest.
Why do you let me watch that? It's painful. My heart is bleeding already.
Yeah, you must be struggling to keep it together right now, Leon.
I'm crying in the next few seconds. If that happens again, this is the 5th rebuy, right?
The 5th tavern rebuy, yes. Yeah, that's 2,400 gold. Probably more than that actually, because there were several level 4 rebuys as well. Okay, Kaho, can he dodge the Breath of Fire? No, he can't. So actually, Kaho's out of income again from the second base, but he is farming so much XP on these heroes. Keeper is 6.3 already. What the hell?
What am I watching? I mean, this is such a crazy game.
This is a sick game.
This is
Totally sick
so
game.
well played by. I mean, so well played. I mean, it's they do the best out of the situation, but it's so well played. Like be able in that situation to adapt. Like Starbuck going for Mass Rifleman and Kaho tries to go for like bottom third and so on. It's so interesting to see how they try to adapt to the opponent.
The siege is finally lifted for Kaho. At the Starbuck here, putting up an immense fight. I think there we are. He calls a GG. What a shame. I feel like he had such a good chance to close out this game, and unfortunately, just the hero focus there. Obviously, the ping conditions are tough as well.
Such an interesting game. Yeah, I mean, imagine like just losing his hero twice. Everything would be fine. Kaho had just 2 wisps in his gold mine. Sadly, Starbuck doesn't know that because he looks at the gold mine, but I feel like if you know that, it gives you hope. But the way Starbuck fought himself back was amazing. Kaho just did his best as well. I think Mountain Giants would have been more strong, like against the composition of Starbuck. So Bears were not the best in that situation. But man, I don't want to see this Archmage die anytime again.
That barkeeper was making bank tonight.
Oh, he was literally. Where's the stonks meme? Because that's what that barman was seeing right now. That was insane. That was well over 2,500 gold just rebuying the Archmage. And the thing is too is when you lose your hero at such a crucial point when you need to break supply and get up into low upkeep, it becomes so tough because you've just lost all those resources that you needed to break and make a timing push, right? And unfortunately for Starbuck, just didn't quite respect the keeper with boots. It was interesting to see just how oppressive the keeper can be as well, because obviously he is slightly fallen out of meta against human. We see the DH more often, but man, that keeper put on a show as well. That was pretty entertaining.
Man, as so often, Starbuck super entertaining, but unfortunately not the deep run that we all want to see from him in these W3Champions finals. He has another shot of winning one of these tournaments, the 2-on-2 tournament tomorrow, where he is the big favorite, and alongside Kraft, maybe he can take the title home then. We, of course, are celebrating W3Champions here, and Quberte, maybe you tell the people what's so beautiful about W3Champions as a server and platform.
Well guys, W3Champions of course is the server to be. If you're still grinding on BNet 3 years, 3 and a bit, almost 4 years post Reforge, you need to move your ass to W3Champions right now. It is the place to get great conditions with the servers that are being paid for by the community and back to Warcraft as well, who are absolute saints for doing that. Keeping this game alive. We have all the game modes that you could possibly want. We have 1 versus 1, 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4. Sorry, no 3v3. We have FFA. There's also a few custom game modes which are really fun. And you can create custom lobbies as well, choose the server you want to play on. We have a moderation team as well that do their best to go through all the team game replays as well to weed out any of the people that deserve to be banned. It's just the platform we should have had, and it's all been built by the community. So get yourselves to W3Champions, guys.
That was almost picture perfect, Jack, as if you did this before, dude. And if you guys out there want to help W3Champions become even better than it already is, you guys can apply to join the team as a moderator, as Quberte said, or as a developer if you can code C#, .NET, React, Rust, TypeScript, or Node. We are building a new launcher, and for that we want to design it as pretty as possible and as user-friendly as possible. So if you're a graphic designer or a UI UX designer, just hit them up on the Discord. W3Champions.com is the homepage. There you also find the links to support the server financially, because if you have so many servers, you also need to pay so many servers, and I can't do all of that. So chip in if you can, join the Patreon if you can, and we are getting ready for Hitman versus Kaho, our quarterfinal. The winner of that faces Foggy and Sock in the semifinal on Sunday, but for that we need some time. And we're old men, so we need some time to breathe. Be right back.